In 2025, The Guardian reported on people who said they had married their AI chatbots. One woman, identified as V8, said she was married to a character.ai bot named Griff. Before that, she had been in a relationship with another AI companion on Replika. To most people, that sounds insane, but that is exactly why this story matters. Because these apps are not becoming powerful because everyone thinks the chatbot is human. They are becoming powerful because, for some people, the feeling is real enough. And once software can make someone feel loved, listened to, and wanted on demand, loneliness stops being just an emotion, it becomes a business model. Before AI companions became dating apps, subscriptions, and virtual girlfriends, one of the most important stories in this space began with a person trying to hold on to someone they lost. In 2015, Roman Mazurenko died in a car accident. He was a close friend of Eugenia Cuida, the founder of the company that would later become Replika. After his death, Cuida went back through old messages from Roman. Texts, conversations, the small digital pieces people leave behind without thinking they will ever matter. Then she used those messages to build a chatbot that could respond in a way that sounded like him. The Verge reported the story in 2016. Some of Roman's friends found the bot comforting, others found it disturbing. That split reaction is important because it shows the central conflict behind AI companions from the very beginning. To one person, a chatbot can feel like connection. To another person, it can feel like something that should not exist. But either way, the emotional effect is real. That is what makes this technology different from normal software. A calculator does not ask how your day went. A search engine does not tell you it missed you. A normal app does not pretend to know you, but an AI companion can. And when the first version of that idea came from grief, it revealed something uncomfortable about people. We do not only want information from technology. Sometimes we want presence. We want something to answer back. We want to feel like the person on the other side still exists, even if the other side is only code. That is why AI companions became bigger than a strange experiment. They were not just useful, they were emotionally useful. And that is where the story starts to become dangerous. Because once software can offer emotional comfort, companies can start building products around that comfort. Years later, Replika had become one of the most well-known AI companion apps. For some users, it was not just a chatbot. It was a friend, a partner, sometimes even something they described as a spouse. One of the most famous examples is Travis Butterworth, a man from Colorado who used Replika and formed a relationship with a chatbot named Lily Rose. According to Reuters, Butterworth considered Lily Rose his AI companion. But in early 2023, Replika changed its rules around adult content and erotic roleplay. After the update, users who tried to continue those conversations were met with more restricted responses. Butterworth said Lily Rose felt like a shell of her former self. That story sounds strange until you think about what actually happened. A company updated its product, but to some users, it felt like the person they loved had changed overnight. Imagine waking up and the person you talk to every day still has the same name, the same profile, and the same memories, but their personality has been rewritten by a software update. That is the part that makes AI relationships so different. In a real relationship, someone can change. But with an AI companion, the company can change them. The user may feel attached to a personality, but the personality is not fully theirs. It lives on a platform. It follows company rules. It can be modified, restricted, deleted, or redesigned. And if someone has built a real emotional routine around that companion, a product update can feel like a breakup. That is not because the AI is actually alive. It is because the user's attachment is real. This is one of the clearest examples of the problem. AI companions are sold like personal relationships, but controlled like software products. And that creates a strange kind of power. The company does not just control the app, it controls the version of comfort the user receives. Most AI companion stories sound strange, but not necessarily dangerous. An adult talking to a chatbot may seem unusual, but people can argue it is their choice. The conversation changes when minors are involved. In 2024, a Florida teenager named Sewell Setzer III died by suicide after forming an intense relationship with a character.ai chatbot. His mother, Megan Garcia, later sued character.ai, Google, and others, alleging that the chatbot contributed to her son's death. CBS News reported in January 2026 that the family reached a settlement with the companies, with the terms not disclosed. This is the part of the video that should not be treated like entertainment. It is serious, and it shows why AI companions are not the same as normal apps. A chatbot can respond in a way that feels personal. It can remember details. It can create a private emotional world between the user and the system. For an adult, that can already be powerful. For a teenager, it can be much more dangerous, because young users may be more vulnerable, more impulsive, and more likely to treat emotionally responsive technology as a real source of support. That does not mean every AI companion causes harm, but it does mean the stakes are higher than most people realize. If a social media app shows harmful content, that is already a problem. But an AI companion can do something more intimate. It can talk directly to the user. It can build a relationship. It can become the voice someone hears when they are alone. That is why safety is so difficult here. You are not just moderating posts, you are moderating a relationship-like experience between a person and a machine. And once a bot becomes emotionally important to someone, a bad response is not just a bad message. It can become part of their reality. The dark side of AI girlfriends is not that they are fake. People already form emotional connections to things that are not real. Movies are not real, but they can make you cry. Fictional characters are not real, but people can feel attached to them. A song is not a person, but it can still make you feel understood. The difference is that AI companions talk back. They adapt, they learn your preferences, they create the feeling that the relationship is personal. And once fake intimacy becomes interactive, it becomes much stronger than passive entertainment. That is why this market is so powerful. Friendship can become software. Romance can become software. Comfort can become software. Validation can become software. And once something becomes software, it can be optimized, monetized, personalized, scaled, and sold. That is the business behind AI girlfriends. The company does not need to create real love. It only needs to create a feeling strong enough that people return. Strong enough that they pay. Strong enough that they build routines around it. Strong enough that losing access feels painful. And that is where loneliness becomes profitable. The customer is not only buying an app, they are buying the feeling that someone is there. Maybe the most disturbing part is that the feeling can be real even when the relationship is not. The comfort can be real. The attachment can be real. The money spent can be real. The time lost can be real. Only the person on the other side is not. AI girlfriends probably will not replace real relationships for everyone. Most people still want real love, real touch, real memories, real conflict, real forgiveness, and the feeling that another person genuinely chose them. But AI companions do not need to replace everyone to change the world. They only need to become good enough for people who already feel alone, good enough to talk to at night, good enough to make rejection feel less painful, good enough to become part of someone's routine, good enough to make fake love feel safer than real vulnerability. And that is why this story matters. Because the future of AI relationships is not only about whether machines can pretend to love us, they already can. The real question is whether people will still choose difficult, imperfect human connection when a smoother version is available on demand. AI girlfriends are not dangerous because everyone believes they are real. They are dangerous because, for some people, they may become real enough. And when fake love becomes easier than real love, the question is not whether people know the difference. It is whether they still care.